Laughter Yoga was founded by a medical doctor in India in 1995. He found that there was many health benefits to laughter, and his wife was a yoga practitioner. So he combined the two with laughter exercises and the deep yogic breathing. So laughter yoga is unlike your traditional yoga session. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need to be flexible. We're not doing any poses. The only yoga part of it is the deep yogic breathing, the pranayama breaths, and the laughter exercises. It's an interactive exercise routine that benefits your mental, emotional, and physical health at the same time, which is so amazing because it's perhaps the only exercise routine that hits all three areas of your health.
Welcome to the Plant-Based DFW Podcast Weekly Show with Dr. Riz and Maya, a show broadcasted from the Dallas-Fort Worth area that focuses on lifestyle medicine. This is the use of evidence-based lifestyle therapeutic approaches, such as a whole food plant-based diet, regular physical exercise, adequate sleep, and stress management to treat, prevent, and oftentimes reverse lifestyle-related chronic diseases that are all too prevalent. Every week, they feature a guest who speaks on one of these lifestyle medicine pillars. This show is for you, the person who is seeking to improve your overall wellness and quality of life. So whether you are driving, walking, or relaxing at home, we hope this show will provide you one more tool for your wellness toolbox. Let's meet today's podcast guest.
Friends, welcome back to another episode. This is Maya. And in today's episode, you will learn about the benefits of laughter yoga. Before we get into this topic, I wanted to let you know that next week I will be in Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, Nashville. I will be attending a 4-day conference for podcasters. That means that I have the opportunity to attend lectures, network with other podcasters, and to learn what I can do to enhance my work as a podcaster. I plan on sharing all those details with you when I return. Let's talk about laughter yoga. I had the pleasure of speaking with Alik and Lauren Colbert, who are the founders of Laughing Lovebugs. They have a mission to cultivate joy and inspire connection in the lives of others through laughter yoga. As certified laughter leaders, they lead laughter yoga sessions and programs for individuals of all ages. They are passionate about empowering, inspiring, and enlightening others, and are dedicated to helping people to discover the joys and the many benefits of laughter yoga. They are constantly inspired by the joy that laughter yoga brings to their lives and infuses feeling into every interaction and connection. Laughter yoga is actually an exercise routine that increases joy, relieves stress, and delivers a fun and uplifting experience. Certified laughter leaders guide participants in sessions that combine both laughter exercises with deep yoga breathing. No joking, talking, or humor is required. Laughter yoga does not depend on your mood at all. You just need enthusiasm and an open mind. Studies by Laughter Yoga International and the founder, Dr. Madan Kataria, reveal physiological, emotional, and mental benefits of laughter yoga. I had such a nice time speaking with Alik and Lauren, and I invite you to visit their website, laughinglovebugs.com. They have a monthly laughter plan. They offer group sessions, workplace sessions, laughter buddy pass, couple sessions, and laughter yoga for children between ages 4 and 10. And I hope that you enjoy them just as much as I did. And again, thank you for listening. Welcome, Alik and Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming us. We're so excited to be here and share about laughter yoga and our journey.
Yeah. Well, I did say that I woke up today like I've been in good spirits knowing that I'm going to have this opportunity to speak with both of you because laughing is one of my favorite things, but I didn't even know about laughter yoga until I heard you guys speak on Clubhouse. It's a platform that I just started kind of exploring and I'm really enjoying it. So before we learn about laughter yoga in itself, I'd love to learn more about the both of you. If you'd like to share, how did you meet and what line of work were you in before you discovered laughter?
The story of how we met is really interesting. We met online on a dating website. And it was both of our first experiences on a dating app. And
We felt like we knew each other from the moment we met.
Yeah, the algorithm matched us up perfectly. And
the high 90s.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We have a very blissful companionship. Alik is my best friend, and we also have this business together, and we're business partners, best friends, married.
Inseparable.
Yeah, and we just really enjoy working together and building together, growing together, learning together. And I am a case manager. I work with individuals with developmental disabilities for the state of New Jersey.
And I'm a union carpenter. Commercial.
Okay, very nice. So let me ask you, kind of going back a little bit to your dating, whatever you feel comfortable answering. But is there something in particular that stood out? Like you were matched 90%. Was there something that you said, oh my goodness, it's on his list as well, or on her list? And yes, definitely, we're going to be able to connect.
The dating website that we were on asked a series of questions in different categories, from lifestyle to hobbies to
things that you can fill in on your own, and the questions were never ending, so you can log on and there would be more questions, so you keep on filling out questions, so it was always fine-tuning. So every time you answer the question, the algorithm would keep updating your percentages, and it would show you commonalities.
Yeah. So it would ask everything from
would you share a toothbrush with your partner?
Yeah. How did you know that was that question I was going to share? And it asked all types of questions from all subjects and different ways of life. And
it did a lot of the weeding out process for us, I guess.
Yeah. And then when it came up as 96% match, I was the one that found Alik. And I saw that we were a 96% match. So I was the first one to approach him. It was my first and last experience in my life ever approaching a man. And I didn't know what to say. I just was like, what's up with that 96% match?
And I was unfamiliar with being approached, so I didn't understand exactly what she meant. I didn't know that was her way of, approaching me.
Right. Yeah. Alik, I love how you said that, you were fine-tuning every time the algorithm gave you an opportunity to kind of fine-tune and be more particular about who you are, but also what you're looking for in a partner. I think is awesome. I know that for me, one of the things that was highly important is that my partner value the outdoors, like spending time in nature, enjoying the ocean, water, because those are the things that I love to do the most. So, and I love that both of you are in partnership together working on this. It's your business, it's your lifestyle, it's probably now even your calling. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. It's really like dreaming awake, we always say, because this line of work is so fulfilling, and the story of how we got here is so interesting because we both never heard of Laughter Yoga, and it was our very first time in a Laughter Yoga session, and the benefits were life-changing and just led us along into
we both found
actually becoming certified.
We both found it, and we didn't know that we were missing what we actually found.
Yeah.
Before you describe Laughter Yoga, I want to say that I've been a person who has always sought out comedy as a way to release some of the tension, because I feel like I pick up a lot of energy. And I know that on Clubhouse, you're involved in a lot of different rooms that talk about those various topics about energy and overall wellness. But I was the person that always went to the comedy clubs because it does so much for me when I laugh. And even when there is some sadness or something that I can't handle, I realize that I start off with laughter to get the rest of the emotion out. So what exactly is Laughter Yoga? I know both of them separately, but I've never heard of them together.
Okay, so we'll be happy to share that with you. Laughter Yoga was founded by a medical doctor in India in 1995. He found that there was many health benefits to laughter, and his wife was a yoga practitioner. So he combined the two with laughter exercises and the deep yogic breathing. So laughter yoga is unlike your traditional yoga session. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need to be flexible. We're not doing any poses. The only yoga part of it is the deep yogic breathing, the pranayama breaths, and the laughter exercises. It's an interactive exercise routine that benefits your mental, emotional, and physical health at the same time, which is so amazing because it's perhaps the only exercise routine that hits all three areas of your health.
Okay, so this was founded in 1995. And then, so Lauren, how did you discover laughter yoga in the first place? What was the story behind that?
Okay, so I was going through a really dark period in my life. I was experiencing a lot of stress due to work, and I was the person that would internalize my stress, internalize challenges, and it took a toll on my health, unfortunately. And every time I would go to the doctor and ask, "What is the cause of this?" they would answer stress. So I was really looking for relief from stress, but I wanted something that would be interesting, fun, and sustainable, something that I would actually enjoy doing. But I had no clue what that would be. So I used the lovely Google search of, and I Google searched unique ways to relieve stress. And laughter yoga came up. To my surprise, I've never heard of laughter yoga. I was concerned if it was even a real thing. But after further research, I found that it was real. And my next Google search was laughter yoga sessions near me. I found two of them. I was so excited. I registered for both of them because they were a week apart with two different instructors in two different locations. So I was like, yes, I found two laughter yoga sessions. So registered for both of them, went to the first one, and I thought it was fun and interesting, but I wasn't really transformed from that experience, I should say. I just felt that it was really cool, interesting, and I invited two of my cousins with me to join, and we just made it like a girls thing, and it was interesting. But I wasn't really transformed from it. So I wasn't sure if I would attend the next session I registered for that following weekend. So the entire week went by and I just had this gut feeling tugging at me like, maybe you should try it again. But my mind was telling me, no, you already tried it. And it really wasn't, you weren't really sold on it. You weren't really transformed. So maybe you shouldn't try it again. But that gut feeling kept on tugging at me like, try it again, try it again. It's with a different instructor, you may have a different experience. It's a different location. So I'm so glad that I listened to my gut feeling because it was so correct. That following weekend arrived and I'm like, I'm gonna try this again. It's at a different place, I'll have a different experience, maybe. I called my cousins and I asked them if they would join me again and they both declined. And this is and this is when I turned to Alik and I asked him if he would join me.
And I had my fingers crossed the whole time saying, I hope they join her. I don't want to go to laughter yoga. I never heard of it. And Lauren did not really give a stellar report of the first time. And since I never took a yoga session or ever heard of laughter yoga, I had a bias. I was skeptical about the whole thing. And at the same time, I was in a dark place. I had recently got injured on my job and subsequently laid off due to the injury. And I just didn't believe that I felt like I could laugh or I deserved to laugh. And I decided to go because I wanted to be supportive. So we went, I arrived in the studio and I looked around, a whole bunch of strangers. It was pre-COVID. So, we all got to meet around. It was full contact. I read a lot of the descriptions of what laughter yoga was. And I still didn't believe. I'm like, yeah, this is weird. It's not going to work. And I remember Lauren said that she really didn't connect with it as much. So the session started. The instructor gave us a little bit of instructions like laughter becomes contagious within 2 minutes. I said to myself, no. Then she said that you reap the full benefits in 15 minutes. Again, I said no. And I'm thinking to myself, this is weird, but I'm going to go along with it. I had a sense of humor, but I'm serious. So I sarcastically laughed through half of the session. Now, she asked us before the session started to rate how we were feeling, do it like a check-in. And I evaluated how I felt, and I gave myself a 2 out of 10. I wasn't really doing too good. Halfway through the session, though, I decided, hey, let me check and see how I'm doing, because I didn't believe that it worked. But I was laughing the whole time, sarcastically. But when my brain and my body connected, when I went to reach for that number again, I wasn't at a 2 anymore. I was at an 8 or 10. So my number went up at least 6 points. So from being skeptical and not believing, not fully participating, and just doubting and feeling kind of off and feeling awkward, to feeling like this was something I could do again. And we arrived back home, we showered, ate, got ready for bed. And I remember something else that the Laughter Yoga instructor told us, that if you hold a smile on your face, you can trick your body into feeling like it's happy. Your mind, you'll start to believe that you're happy, because when you smile, you release hormones throughout your body that fool your body. So I laid in bed and I just held on to that smile, because while we were in that session, I hadn't thought about being laid off, my injury, nothing. Like, I was transformed from that point on, because I realized that a lot of the things that we're going through are temporary. Time is passing by and life is too short just to hold on to negative emotions. So when I woke up the next morning, I remembered, though, that the instructor said, try to include laughter into your life. So I wanted to get up. I was reinvigorated. So I wanted to go for a jog about 5 in the morning. So I tapped Lauren and I said, hey, let's go for a jog. And since she's not really a morning person and it was really cold, I ran by myself. But what I noticed when I went for my jog was that I'm passing people on their morning commute while they were driving, and they were looking at me with funny, strange looks, flashing their headlights at me and turning their heads. And I just felt strange, but it didn't really shake me. I got back home and I told Lauren my experience about how people looked at me. And I asked her, would she go out on a jog with me the next day?
Yeah, so I was like, excuse me. So I'm like, I won't jog with you, but I'll go on that morning walk with you, because at the time I really was not a morning person. So this is what we call our first aha moment early in our laughter yoga journey, because we went on this walk and it was the most beautiful walk and beautiful experience that we had in our entire relationship. Because all we did was laugh. We did not talk to each other. We just laughed the whole time. And of course, for me, in the beginning, it started off as fake laughter because I'm not a morning person, but eventually it became real and it felt so good. However, during that walk, I experienced the same effects of laughing while walking that Alik did while jogging and laughing. People were looking at us like we were so strange. People were crossing the streets, and it was just an interesting experience. Like, people were really taken back by just us walking and laughing.
So much for the fact that we forgot where we were and we started jogging. I mean, not jogging, but skipping and holding hands while skipping down the street.
Yeah, because it felt so good. We were just like in the moment with laughter. It felt so good. And we never skipped and walked before. Like, it felt like during a walk, it felt so good. Like, the inner child within us was awakened and we had no conversation. It was just like flowing so beautifully. It was such a beautiful experience.
A beautiful moment without any words.
Yeah, just laughter. So we went, when we got home, he's like, did you see the reactions? I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's so interesting. And he was like, I told you. He said, I thought it would be different if it was 2 of us, but same thing happened. So I was like, that's so interesting, that people are looking at us because we're strange just because we're laughing. If we were arguing with each other and we held stress or tension in our face, I wonder if people would look at us like we were strange. And Ali says something like, normalize laughter. We should normalize it. It should be normal to laugh. And this is what we call our second aha moment early in our laughter yoga journey, because I'm like, we know that when we hear people laugh, that something good is happening. We know that laughter feels good and is good for us. However, why is it that it's strange to laugh without relying on a condition? Because that's what laughter yoga teaches us, to unconditional laughter, to empower ourselves with laughter, to be in the present moment with laughter and feel good. Why is it strange to laugh? Why are people taken back by it? We just thought that was so interesting, and we reflected on it for about like 2 to 3 weeks until the next laughter yoga session. We just kept on talking about that experience And we continue to laugh in our daily routine because the laughter yoga instructor challenged us to do that for 40 days, to laugh during your daily routine, engage in unconditional laughter. So we continue to reap the benefits of it. However, the benefits of the laughter yoga session started to dissipate. Alik,
I started watching YouTube videos. I started looking up laughter yoga sessions to try to recapture what I had felt during the session. It worked a little bit, but nothing really matched being interactive with other people and actually laughing, being to look and make eye contact and all that.
Yeah.
So the effects started to dissipate.
Yeah. So
I started asking her every time I thought about it, when is the next session?
Yeah, because this laughter yoga instructor was only holding these sessions once a month. So I registered for the next one, excuse me, and we went to it, and together we had the most amazing experience again. But in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, why is this laughter yoga session with this instructor so different than the one that I went to the first time with my cousins? Because I felt so transformed by it. However, I knew it was more than just because Alik was with me. It was just something so different about it. So at the end of that session, it was amazing again. She asked us both, have you ever participated in the laughter yoga session before? And Alik shared with her, it was his second time. I shared with her, it was my third time. And I was like, but your sessions are so different than the one that I went to. And she's like, would you mind sharing with me the name of the instructor and the location? And I did. And she said, oh, that instructor is not certified. She learned off of YouTube. People think laughter yoga is really easy to do. So they watch a YouTube video or two, and then they hold sessions. But she's not certified in laughter yoga. So this is our third aha moment in our laughter yoga journey, because Alik says, well, how do we become certified in laughter yoga? Because I bear witness, there's a huge difference between a certified laughter yoga leader and someone who isn't certified. The session was so different, the way it was structured, and just the energy, like you were mentioning earlier when we started, like picking up on that energy, it just didn't feel the same.
If I can interject, and I don't want to cut you off, I want us to come back to exactly where you're at so that we can continue. But there were some things that really stood out in terms of what you both have just shared. One of them is, yes, the energy is significant, and it's almost like when we're choosing just a regular yoga instructor or a health coach, we try out different people to see what really resonates and works for us. And so that's why I wanted to have both of you on, because I love your energy. I love hearing you talk on Clubhouse. I also, your website, your social media, all of that reflects what you're about, and it's good. Like, I really enjoy that. I even was going to ask, where could I buy one of those t-shirts that says, you're wearing the ha 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 right now. Are those shirts available on your website as well?
They are going to be available very soon. We're in the process of doing that, and they will be available very, very soon. And okay, thank you for asking.
Yes, because I always not only I love to support individuals who are doing good things like you guys, but I also enjoy wearing the shirts. So that was the first thing I kind of wanted to point out, was your energy is amazing. And the fact that you continue to pursue this, Lauren, despite the fact that your first session was not all that, but you kept an open mind. My other point that I wanted to make, and it's more of a question for Alik before we move forward, is, Alik, you said something that really stood out. You felt like you didn't deserve to laugh. Can you just kind of unpack that a little bit more? Tell us why you felt like you didn't deserve to laugh.
I think society conditions you to believe that you have to have a reason, or you don't have a right to feel good unless there's a specific condition. And me being that I was injured and I was laid off and not in a good place, and I felt like, how can I laugh when all these other serious things surrounding my life aren't put together like that?
Very
and
good.
And I took it in internally. I internalized the situation where it was going to be like it was permanent. It was only a moment in time, but I made that situation my whole life. And it was only a brief point in time. And when I look back at it now, it wasn't even worth the energy that I put in feeling bad. And that's what I mean. You feel like when you're in a moment that is going to be forever and that you don't deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel good because you know you're going to come out of it.
Ooh,
At the end of the tunnel, there always is light. And I just felt like the condition for me to laugh while not working wasn't granted. I needed to be where I thought I was, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yes.
I was judging myself. I was down on myself. So even if I felt like there was something funny or something I could have felt good about, I still had those conditions that were over my head that I didn't believe that I reached. I reached that point where, okay, the mark is checked. Where, okay, you're doing good now. You're back working. So now you can laugh. Now you can feel good. Now you can smile. All these things. So I was almost consumed by my situation.
And this is why we're so intentional when we're sharing laughter yoga with others, because many people rely on conditions. As adults, we rely on 4 things to laugh: level of happiness, level of satisfaction, a reason, or sense of humor to laugh. So we logic our way to laughter. We're always in that left side of our brain, which is what Alik basically described that, but we encourage people to laugh, to not wait on the moment to laugh, to actually choose the moment.
I wanted to come back to what you were saying, Lauren, which is the difference between someone who may try to, create a laughter group as opposed to someone who's actually certified and trained in laughter yoga.
So that's where our laughter yoga journey began as certified laughter yogis. Alik, right after she made that statement, Alik asked, how can we become certified in it? So although I was the one that found laughter yoga on the internet, Alik was the one that actually started us on this journey, because he said, how do we become certified? And we took the courses together. And it's been an amazing journey that's still unfolding every day.
It was so impactful from that first session that really just impressed me.
Yeah, and we wanted to spread it with more people, family, friends, strangers, as many people as we can.
Because we came from that dark place that you think sometimes that you can't get out of, and you think it's so hard. And just to go somewhere and laugh, it was just life-changing. Where you feel like you know people that can use this.
Yeah.
You meet people all the time that, they just need just a pick-me-up, something. And to be able to just carry this into the world with you, and you encounter people that can just use their energy just recharged, or the spirit just uplifted.
Yes, and the great thing about it is that during this laughter yoga journey, we've learned so much about laughter, not only the health benefits, but we also experienced the health benefits of it, and also how it improved our relationship with each other, those around us, but with ourselves as individuals. It improved our relationship with ourselves. And it's been so amazing because it all came from just practicing laughing more, practicing feeling good, because we don't have to practice stress or anxiety or worry. We have to practice feeling good though. And it taught us to no longer be comfortable with internalizing those external circumstances of stress or worry or challenges. It taught us to observe it and externalize it, to separate ourselves from it, but observe it and not absorb it. Laughter also empowered us to be present in the moment, because we realize that when we're laughing, that we cannot feel angry at the same time you're laughing. Even if we're experiencing stress or tension in our relationship, we do an exercise like argument laughter, where we're arguing without saying any words. We're just laughing. And it only takes one of us to do this. And it's fake laughter. But the difference is that that emotional circuit breaker, your attention is released, and you're no longer spewing those negative words at each other. We're actually laughing, and then we're able to communicate better, because there's so much that happens inside of us that we can't see when you allow yourself to laugh in those moments.
You're shortening the refractory period between your stressor.
Yeah, and you're allowing yourself to feel good in that moment.
I love that. You're an inspiration for me because I see how this has brought you guys closer, and how it's probably worked, like really enhanced your relationship, and it makes me want to have the same thing with my partner. But I love how you were saying that both of you were skipping, out in the street and just being childlike. That must feel like so liberating.
So free.
It does.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when we were children, we did not rely on conditions to laugh. We had that joy. That joy was natural to us.
As we age, we get conditions placed on our happiness and our joy.
Yes. So we laughed because we were playing when we were children. We didn't laugh because something was funny or we had a sense of humor. We didn't even know what a sense of humor was as a child. We didn't wait to be happy or satisfied with life. We weren't feeling like, we have to be responsible and serious. We're free with our laughter. We played. We laughed because we were playing. So that's what laughter does. It awakens that inner child joy within us that desires freedom via laughter.
I love that. What did you mean, Lauren, when you said, when you were going through the list of the 4 reasons why we laugh as adults? One of them was, I had it here, but happiness and satisfaction. What does that mean?
Typically, as adults, we rely on 4 conditions to laugh. We rely on a level of happiness. So as Alik just described, he wasn't happy. He was laid off of a job, and he was injured. And he didn't feel happy.
Concerned about my career.
Yeah, so he didn't feel happy. It was a condition that he was experiencing that made him unhappy. So he relied on happiness to laugh. So typically as adults, we only can laugh when we're happy. I'm not happy right now. I'm sad. I'm stressed. I can't laugh right now. So as adults, we rely on level of happiness. The second thing we rely on is level of satisfaction. I can't laugh right now. I'm not satisfied with the way that my life is going.
Okay, so you're saying like until we feel satisfied, we don't laugh.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? And until we
Yes.
feel a certain level of happiness, we won't laugh.
So you're basically depriving yourself of a moment that can make you feel good and cleansed.
Yes.
Because of something else that you want.
Yeah, so we rely on conditions to laugh. The other ones is sense of humor. Some people say, I can't laugh. I don't have a sense of humor. I'm a serious person, so I can't laugh. That's another one. And then the other one is a reason. People need a reason to laugh. During laughter yoga, we're not relying on a reason. We're not relying on comedy or jokes. We're choosing to laugh. It's unconditional.
Because sometimes in life, there are no reasons to laugh. Because sometimes there are few in between when you actually have the opportunity to laugh. So if you don't have these opportunities, when do you laugh? Can you imagine a world without laughter?
Yes.
I can't imagine it. Which then kind of moves me to ask both of you, how is it that you work with people to get them laughing? I know that you have taught everyone from children all the way up to the senior age. You work with couples. You even work with corporate.
Yeah, businesses,
Okay.
Workplaces, corporate. And we hold these laughter yoga sessions. So what makes us stand out from other laughter yogis is that we're very intentional about the way we hold our laughter yoga sessions, because we understand that people may not be willing to laugh because they're stressed out, or we get comfortable with being absorbed by our challenges or our stressors. So we're very intentional about the way we hold our laughter yoga sessions. And in the laughter yoga sessions, we're doing an array of laughter exercises and deep yogic breathing exercises. And we structure it according to the demographic that we're serving. So if we're holding it for workplaces, it will be a different structure of a session than it would be for a child, for children. Because children, laughter yoga sessions are typically a little bit shorter, depending on the age range, because their attention span is not going to be as long as for adults. So it all depends. And the great thing about it is that laughter yoga can be done for all abilities. So we've had worked with clients that were elderly in wheelchairs. And we have laughter exercises that you could do seated. So that's the beautiful thing about it, that it can be done for all ages, all abilities. And for professional events, conferences, or workshops, it helps for team building experiences, or
icebreakers,
or for private events, whether it's a birthday party, a holiday.
We did one for a speed date, and they had a speed dating conference where people wanted the icebreaker. So, if you go and you laugh, that breaks a lot of the ice and tension immediately.
Yeah. Right. We've also done it for repasses after a funeral to help people feel uplifted after such an occasion.
Family get-togethers, sometimes during those holidays, the tension from meeting, you meet family that you haven't seen in a while, and old tension and things come up, and we've been requested to
for Thanksgiving dinners.
Talk about awesome therapy. Everything, like you said, from icebreakers to really relieving some of that tension in the workplace. I can see how this would work with employees who, sometimes there are those personalities that clash in the workforce, and just to have this experience of laughing together could be awesome. You work with couples as well. Do you do like individual one-on-one coaching as well? Or?
Yeah. We've held sessions, I guess 2-on-1. We've held that. And we've also held for couples as well. Those sessions are structured around helping to strengthen the bond between couples. We've held it for families.
We've had coaching sessions where some people just wanted to incorporate laughter into their workplace or their household. So instead of just a regular laughter yoga session, we coach people into how to add laughter into their lives too.
Yeah, like we've had some teachers ask us. We've also held sessions for schools, but we also had some teachers book a laughter yoga consultation in which we share techniques and tools that they can use with laughter yoga and bringing laughter into the classroom. So we're open to whatever we're requested to do. And every time we get to do this laughter yoga session or laughter consultation, it feels like a new experience because it's interactive. It's not just like us telling you what to do. We're actually showing it and doing it together. So it's really an interactive exercise routine and just an interactive experience where we get to connect with people.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to even implementing this into my life to see how I change as well. So a couple of more questions before I forget. Tell us about the name Laughing Lovebugs, because that is real catchy and attractive. Like, I just love the name. And what does a typical day look like for both of you when you are, working with people? Because I also know you're on Clubhouse and you do Zoom calls. So
the Laughing Lovebugs name, so we'll go back to the first question. The Laughing Lovebugs name was actually given to us, nickname.
It was a nickname. In the Laughter Yoga community, since we are a married couple and we participated in Laughter Yoga leader training and group activities where other Laughter Yoga leaders get together. So we would come, and since we're a married couple, we might be at a dinner or something, and we're canoodling, we might be holding hands. So they would just call us the Love Bugs. And then, they would call us the Love Bugs, and someone would say, hey, the Laughing Love Bugs over there. And the name just stuck, Laughing Love Bugs. And everywhere we would go in the community, they would just say Laughing Love Bugs, because they wouldn't know our names at first. So they would just call us the Laughing Love Bugs. And we liked it, and the name stuck. And
yeah, we just was like, yeah, this is a great name. So it was really cool. It started off as a nickname, and now we are Laughing Bugs. And then to answer your other question,
what does a day look like for you when you are coaching? Because you're also active on social media, like on Clubhouse, and you do interviews. So I'm assuming you're staying pretty busy.
Yes.
Yeah, we are pretty busy. So our typical day varies depending on the number of sessions or the number of interviews or podcasts. But typically we spend many of our days laughing, whether it be in a laughter yoga session, or because we not only do this as a business, we practice laughing in our personal lives as well. And many people think that, oh, you two are happy all the time because we're laughing so much. And we saw this quote that resonated so much, that we don't laugh because we're happy because we laugh, because we actually practice laughing in our personal lives. We experience challenges still. We still experience stress. We still experience these challenging moments, but what laughter did for us is it really improved the quality of our lives, because overall, whether we're having a laughter yoga session or not, we're laughing with each other.
We're typically laughing before the first hour. When we wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
before the first hour is up and our awakening, we're already laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually had to practice this, of course, because it wasn't always automatic. But because we actually experienced the benefits of it, it really helped us to be motivated to continue to practice it daily.
And it gets easier over time. The
Yeah.
more we laugh, it's almost like a muscle. When you train it, it just gets so much easier. You let go of some of the mental blocks in your head that prevent you from just being able to laugh.
Excellent point. Just like a muscle. Exactly. Wonderful. So for our listeners, will you give us like a little sample of what it's like to laugh with you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which exercise should we do?
Breathe and turn.
Okay, yeah, let's try that. So we're going to request that you just follow along with us. This laughter exercise is really easy to do. We're going to share it with you, and just allow yourself to be free with this laughter yoga exercise. There's no wrong way to laugh. And remember, you can laugh as loud as you want, as low as you want, or as fake as you want. Your body and brain does not know the difference between real laughter and fake laughter. This is why unconditional laughter is so easy to do, because you can even fake laugh and you still reap the benefits of it, okay? You're still activating those happy hormones. So with no further ado, we're going to share a laughter exercise called breathe, turn, and laugh.
So we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to turn our head to the left and exhale. Good. Now take another deep breath in. And you're going to laugh and turn your head back to center. Deep breath in. And exhale and turn to the right. Deep breath in. And laugh back to center. Very good, very good.
Yay! I love that. That's like the child in us. Yay!
Yes. There's a science behind the very good, yay. So
and the clapping. When you clap, you're activating acupressure points in the palms of your hands and your fingertips that activate a large portion of the receptors in the brain that are responsible for healing and feeling good.
Yeah, and also motion creates emotion. So the position our bodies are in when we're clapping, we're lifting our heads up and our arms up, it's also triggering the brain into thinking, oh, I must be back into my childhood. We're saying very good, yay, and awakening that inner child joy that we experienced as children. So
it reinforces the play.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do like a 30-day challenge as well, and get some of our listeners to try to participate, because that really can shift, like what you're just saying, that mindset that we have that gets us into like a rut. Is there anything else that you'd like our listeners to know that maybe I forgot to ask?
Remember, you don't have to wait on a moment to laugh. You can choose to laugh. Laughter feels good. It's good for you. There's no wrong way to do it. And just remember to laugh daily. You can laugh during your daily routine, whether you're stuck in traffic or, just take laughter breaks more, because it's so good for you. It's something that's so simple to do, but you must practice it. And remember, you can even fake laugh. Your body and brain does not know the difference between real laughter and fake laughter.
And what you learn in a laughter yoga session, you can take and apply in your real life.
Yes.
That is true. And I don't want to forget to ask, but I remember hearing you, Lauren, talk about your uncle who was afflicted with COVID, and you sort of prescribed laughter as well.
Yes, exactly. It inspired us. So unfortunately, my uncle was diagnosed with COVID when it first the pandemic first started, and he was in ICU, and he wasn't doing really well at all. But after a few days on the treatment, he ended up feeling well enough where he can receive phone calls. So we wouldn't call him to talk; we would call him to laugh, and we just engaged him in laughing with us and doing some of the laughter exercises that we just shared with you. And within a few days, I would say probably about 5 to 7 days later, he was transferred out of ICU, and he fully recovered. He's fine now. And it was so amazing. And we read the benefits of how laughter boosts your immune system and activates those killer T cells and does so much more, relieves pain and so much more, improves your cardiovascular health. But actually seeing how it impacted him and helped him to feel better, not only mentally and emotionally, but physically, it was really impactful.
And another great thing about laughter is it's deep breathing. You fully compress your diaphragm when you're laughing. So like when you laugh with the sounds ha, ho, and he, you're expelling all that stagnant CO2 out of your lungs, allowing for you to breathe in more fresh oxygen.
So what you're saying, Alik, is that there are, and both of you have mentioned it, but absolute physiological benefits to laughing. We're boosting our immune system. I've even heard that there are studies that show that whether you're dealing with diabetes, or even I've heard one doctor talk about bipolar disorder, the attacks were reduced. Whether you have like arthritis or diabetes or any of these conditions are improved because you reduce some of the inflammation that's in the body, and also that can spread to the brain. So a lot of health benefits.
Yeah.
That's what gets us so excited. It's so many benefits to just laughter and breathing that.
Yeah. That it's mind blowing. And actually to experience some of these benefits ourselves, it's been times where I had excruciating migraines and we had to hold the laughter yoga session. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And we had to do it. And the session was already booked. And actually within 5 to 10 minutes into the session, the headache was gone. It's been so many experiences that we had, real life experiences, not just reading the studies, that we see that these laughter yoga sessions really improve health. We had participants that had depression, insomnia. We had cancer survivors.
The insomnia one and the depression. We had one person that was taking sleeping pills, and we didn't know. And we have a 1 month laughter plan. And this one person was she was on the plan and she was taking the laughter. And the last day she told us that she stopped taking her sleeping pills. We didn't know she was on sleeping pills.
She didn't even tell us
or that she was depressed or anything. She just thanked us and told us that she stopped taking her medication because she felt so much better.
Yeah. And it's just so fulfilling to hear those responses. We had cancer survivors, and they felt so good participating in a laughter yoga session because you're getting that oxygen-rich blood circulation with the laughter.
And you get a good dose. You get a dose of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins in a laughter yoga session. So these same hormones are the same hormones you get when you fall in love as well.
Yeah. So we always say, like, when you laugh and you're choosing to laugh, you're giving your body so much love. Your cells are happy. Your cells are like, yay, must love us. He must love us. And
yes,
you're relieving that stress. You're improving your cardiovascular health, improving your blood sugar control. It's so amazing.
We need a shirt with all the benefits.
Yeah. I love this. It really falls under lifestyle medicine in the sense that it's lifestyle that you're using. So you're using laughter as medicine. So tell our listeners how they can sign up for your programs, how they can learn more about you, and how they can follow you on social media.
Thank you. We're on all social media platforms at Laughing LoveBugs. Our website is laughinglovebugs.com.
So they can sign up from your website for any of those programs that you have.
Yes. And we're also starting to do in-person sessions as well. Now that a lot of
the restrictions have been lifted.
So we're open to that as well, and we're still holding sessions virtually, and we're excited to share more laughter, to share laughter yoga sessions with as many people as we can.
Any thoughts in the future about doing something like a conference, like a laughter conference?
Yeah, we would love to.
That would be awesome. Well, Lauren and Alik, it's been a pleasure learning about you guys and the work that you're doing. And really, you're spreading love and you're spreading wellness. So thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's such a privilege to be here to share with you and your platform. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity to share. You're helping us on our mission to help people feel good with laughter and spread awareness about laughter yoga. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you. Well, there you have it. We had Alik and Lauren Colbert of the Laughing Lovebugs share with us why we need more laughter in our lives. There's physiological, emotional, and mental wellness that we can bring into our lives by simply laughing. So make sure that you follow them on their social media, visit them on their website. And thanks again for listening. You've been listening to the Plant-Based DFW podcast show. If you like our content, please like, share, and leave a review. Our goal is to provide quality episodes to help support the community.